Hey, folks, welcome back to the Darren Harris podcast. I am your host, Darren Harris, and I am joined by some esteemed guests, very close, near, and dear to my heart. Of course, we are joined by my wife, Yvonne, but we are also joined by her daughter, Annalise Taylor, which is also my new stepdaughter. And we are also joined by my son, Michael. And Michael and Annalise were our, when we got married, they were our maid of honor and best man at our wedding. So we have our children on today for the Darren Harris podcast. And today we are going to be talking about fathers and the different experiences that we've all had as far as our fathers are concerned. Baby, you're muted. You're muted.
Yeah, I did that on purpose so that the kids can talk.
Well, nobody's talking yet.
I know, but when hi everyone.
Just go ahead and get out jump on it early. So I would start with I'll go ahead and start with you, Annalise. What I mean, as far as fathers are concerned, what would have been your ideal situation as far as your father was concerned?
Well, let's see. Well, my parents obviously are split up. So I would have hoped to have a father who is still very much in my life, involved in a lot. It doesn't matter if we're living together or, I see him every other weekend or no matter what, just show up when you can, show up
just around
when I need you to. Yeah, because I mean, that's kind of, I feel like what I wanted from a father was the very bare minimum. And then everything else kind of comes after that. But that's pretty much my ideal.
What was your experience? I mean, first of all, how old are you?
I'm 20. I just turned 20 in November.
Okay.
So I would say for years I've been dealing with, things with issues with my dad. Not everything was bad, but not everything was good. So I would definitely put my experience as somebody who had their father in their life when he wanted to be in my life. I mean, that's the best I can explain it. Before going into detail, there was just a lot, I could ask him for. Even today, I ask him for something and it's still very challenging to get the help or, even have a conversation with him without me feeling that I need to remove myself from the situation. So, he's not the ideal father. Sometimes I don't even claim him as my father. I'll talk about him by first name and everybody knows who he is by first name. And a lot of the people closest to me have seen how he is, so they understand what I've gone through, and they they try not to pry, or they understand, they sympathize with my situation. So if it's that big where everybody else can see it around me, it's kind of like, okay, yeah, we're not the issue here. I've always struggled with feeling like maybe we're the issue, me and my mother are the issue. No, it's not us. So that's my experience with him. It's not been a good one. The memories I do have with him that are good, I was probably like of the ages from like 5 to 10. And then everything after that is not all that. So
I understand. Well, I'm terribly sorry about that. It kind of bothers me because I want to be involved. I want to be closer to my children, but it's for a long time, and I'm not saying anything. It's just been made too hard for me. So when I hear stories of people whose fathers, aren't around, or who don't really try as hard or don't try at all, that kind of makes me mad because, I try everything that I possibly can, and I run up into a lot of brick walls a lot. So it does get a little bit frustrating for me, but
I feel like the first step to not wanting to be an absent person in your child's life is what you just said, wanting to be involved. You have that need to be involved in your child's life. A lot of people don't have that, where they feel like they should be in their child's life, or they feel like 24/7, what is my child doing? Like, I
Right.
feel like a lot of people don't have that. But if you are even taking that step to say, like, I want to be involved, it breaks my heart that people are like this, you're already on the like right side of things, as that's how I feel about it,
Right.
for sure.
Well, I mean, this guy down here in the bottom right, he can tell you. That's my man right there.
Yeah.
Oh, I'm sorry, I didn't introduce everybody. I'm sorry. Actually, I think I did.
You did, yeah.
I did. I'm all over the place. Mike, same question for you as far as is I mean, and not for nothing, son, be candid. You know what I mean? What are some things that you think that I could do to be a better father for you? Because not for nothing, you know, my main goal, my main purpose in life is to try and be the best father to you and your brother as I absolutely can. But as you know, there are a lot of obstacles and circumstances in the way.
Yeah.
But what would you like to see as far as, you know, our relationship is concerned?
You know, and this is kind of on the both of us, I think, not on just you, but on me too. Like I like for us to talk more. Like when we do hang out, like when you come to get me, oh, you always have fun. It's always great. I always come back with a smile on my face, and I can't wait to go back.
Right.
But you know, it's like sometimes in between, then like we call and we talk, and you know, I just wish we did it a little more. Like when I got
Absolutely.
COVID, when I got sick, you called me, you made sure I was okay, and I love that. I just I wish it happened more often. Like I said, that's partly me too. I need to message you and text you and call you and say, hey, how's it going and all that. But yeah, besides that, I feel like you do. You strive to be there for me. You ask me how my day is going, how I am. You want to make time to see me. You want to come get me, and that means a lot to me. That you really do fight to see me. To hang
You're
out
my
with me, to
man,
spend
dude.
time with me.
You're
And
my
I mean, I
man.
yeah, I know, and I love you, man. I love you, and I really cannot tell you how much that means to me. That because I've got friends who they've got fathers and stuff, but it's like, and it's not like their parents are split up. Their parents are together, but it's like they're not as close with their father.
Right.
Right. But we're super close. I love
Yeah,
you to
we
death,
have
man.
we have fun. I mean, and one of the things,
Because the
that
two of
was
us,
always
we're
a
basically the same
priority.
person.
One of the things that was always a priority for me is to make you feel comfortable, because I mean, as you know, it's always been made to feel like, I'm not this responsible person, even though that I am. But that happens to a lot of fathers, and that's neither here nor there. But one of the things that like you said, I want that more. I want to be able to contact you more. But you're young, and I know you're busy a lot, and a lot of times I call you, but that's that's no excuse. I'm not trying to make any excuses, but yeah, I absolutely should be a little more diligent. I have a lot of things going on, but that shouldn't be any kind of excuse to call you on a more frequent basis. I mean, I guess we text a lot. We text a lot, throughout the course of the week, but sometimes, like you said, it's a few and far between, or a long time before we actually talk on the phone. And I would actually like to be able to talk to you more frequently, but sometimes, I'm not really sure what's going on in your house, so I, a lot of times I don't want to, I don't want to rock the boat or upset the apple cart, for lack of a better phrase. So I try and let you do whatever it is that you're doing. And I know that you're busy, and I know that you think about me. And now I'm sure that, you're on my mind, you and your brother on my mind 24 hours a day, 7 days a week. And now you also too, Annalise, you are also on my mind. And so is Marcus on my mind. And because you guys are all my children now. And I want you guys to understand, and you also, Annalise, I want you to understand that, I'm your dad if you need me to be, what I'm saying? And anything that and just like I'll tell my own kids, well, you are my child now, but I would do anything for you. You know what I'm saying? So if there's anything that I can do within my power, I mean, anything that you need, you can ask me, like you were asking your own dad, and I will bend over backwards to get it for you. And likewise to you also, Mike, and also for Marcus and Deron. Those are the other two that are not joining us tonight. But maybe one day we can all join on some Brady Bunch and discuss some family. But I do want you to know that it is never my intention to be out of touch with you, as for long. It's never my intention. And it is always my first intention to have you understand that you are a priority for me. You know what I'm saying? I know that there's a lot of things that have happened between me and your mom that, we really won't, discuss a whole lot in detail, but a lot of those things have prevented me. And again, it's not an excuse, but a lot of those things have prevented me from being there for you like I really want to be. So I don't let that stop me. I don't let any of the obstacles stop me. I smile and I try and see you as often as I can. And like I said, thank goodness for my wife, who absolutely is an advocate for you being here more frequently, and for us connecting as a family, as frequently as we can. And I want you to know that you are always welcomed here, and Yvonne loves you like you were her son as well. We talk about you constantly, and also you, Annalise. We talk about we talk about the two of you more than we talk about the other two.
Yeah, we ain't worried about the other ones. They're gonna
we
be
ain't worried
okay.
about their ass.
That's funny. When Mike asked me, when he was supposed to put his name for the Zoom, I put favorite son. He was like, I can't do that. She would do
daughter.
it. Yeah, well,
No way.
Yeah,
Well,
I'm the only girl.
I've as far as like my oldest son. Now I've had some issues that I don't know if I know you do, babe, but I don't know if you guys know in great detail. But my oldest son was kept and hidden from me for 9 years. And I didn't know where he was, but and any money or anything, any gifts or anything that I would send to him, I either had to send to his mother's job or her mother's job. And she would not, and her excuse was, oh, I didn't know what you were going to do to him, which, my response was always like, well, what do you think I'm going to do to my own child? You know what I mean? But, mothers are very protective, and I get it. But a lot of times mothers need to understand that fathers are also very protective as well. And fathers have a right and deserve to be in a child's life as much as the mother. And when mothers alienate the fathers, they don't, it doesn't really hurt me. It's not hurting me because, whatever happened between us is gone. You know what I mean? So it doesn't really hurt me. But what it does is it hurts the relationship between, the son and the father. And eventually, in Deron's case, he began to harbor resentment against his mother, so he wouldn't obey her. But the one thing that I would always do is I would always tell him, respect your mother, respect your grandmother. You know what I'm saying? That was the biggest thing for me. It was respect your mother, respect your grandmother. Anytime they were with me, even Mike, anytime he was with me, I would ask him, did you call your mother? But so many times on the other side of that, like Mike, nobody ever tells me if you're sick. Nobody ever calls me if you have something special. Nobody ever says, hey, he did this in school, or hey, your son, I just want you to know he did this. You'd be really proud of him. And that's been both my kids. Nobody's ever done that. That's never happened to me. And I guess I'll go ahead and let the cat out of the bag. I owe an exorbitant amount of child support. And one of the reasons I owe a lot of child support is because I told my oldest son's mother at one time, I said, you will not get a dime from me until you let me see my son, period, which I shouldn't have done at the same time, but I did it out of principle because I was not able to see my son. She wasn't letting me see my son, and she was just making it, difficult, at every turn. I mean, I've had my entire bank account garnished, and missed my rent, and been evicted, but nobody cared about that. I mean, and that's what I'm talking about. A lot of times people don't care about what happens to the fathers, in these things. I mean, I'm an upstanding citizen. I'm not a criminal, but because I owe so much child support, I'm always getting my license suspended or, subpoenaed to go to court for hearings, for arrears, and sometimes like now I'm not, I left my profession because of the stress and anxiety that it provides for me, that it gives me. And I don't really have anything to do. I take medication now, but I got a letter in the mail that says there's a child support hearing here in a few months. Well, the month after next. And, with all these stipulations that could happen to me if, either if I don't show up or so on and so forth. And, and this is for my oldest son. Deron's 25. I'm still paying child support for him, and he's 25 years old, and that's, I try and pay, and I never had it adjusted because I always felt that it was my obligation to pay for him, and it was my obligation to pay for him. But at the same time, I feel like I was robbed of a lot of the time with my son because of that. And Mike, I'm not saying anything negative, but I feel like that with you also. I feel like that I'm being robbed of a lot of time because of monetary compensation, or it becomes a stipulation. If everybody is getting their money, then I'm a good guy. But the minute that they stop getting their money, I'm the worst person on the face of the earth. And that contributes to the condition that I have, because it just makes me feel that am I doing all that I can, even though I'm out here killing myself? I mean, am I doing all that I can? I mean, and that's the thing. Not until recently, I didn't get a lot of validation, but recently I started getting validation from my mom and my dad and my wife, and and you also, Annalise, and you also, Mike, and having your brother call me, that means so much to me, because it's so long. Your brother didn't call me. Nobody calls me. I mean, and I sit here sometimes. I've spent birthdays by myself. I've spent holidays by myself. I think me and you have spent one of your birthdays together, and you're 13. Me and Deron have spent 2 of his birthdays together. If that, if that, what I'm saying? He's 25, but nobody says anything about that. I mean, so, babe, we had a discussion, and you had told me that Marcus's father and Annalise's father, you did not put on child support. And I just want to know what was your motivation and why?
Okay, I'll start with baby daddy number one. That's Marcus's dad. He actually, I didn't put him on. I mean, we were married, we got a divorce, and in the divorce papers, it was asked, who's getting who's getting custody. And I had full custody of Marcus, but no child support. And the reason I decided to do that, but I'm going to go with this one first.
Sure.
It's because I wanted the relationship between my son and his dad to be more important than money.
Right.
Yeah, I get it. I know what child support is. It's for, to help out. It's
Right.
you get this money and it goes towards the child, whatever. I did not want money to be the
Motivating factor.
motivating factor. It is getting to know your child, which is
Right.
what he did. He's been a great dad. He's always been around. If I needed him, even after the divorce, we were good. He actually
Right.
became my best friend in a sense. He was always there. Actually, he even helped with Annalise at times, meaning well, he didn't help. It's just like on her birthday, he'll always show up with a gift, or
Right.
he cared, because that's also his, it's Marcus's sister. Now,
Right.
as for her dad, I did, we have joint custody. Let's start
Right.
there. So that's different. Joint custody is a little different. And yes, I did take him to well, I didn't take him to child support, but when you file for custody, they do ask, do you want child support? At the beginning, I was like, you know what, let's go ahead and
Right.
let's do child support. And a few months in and out, he was giving me issues, well, basically saying, I'm not probably gonna have all this, you're not gonna get all this money. So I had gone to court, and when I went to court, at the time, she was young. At the time, he owed me a lot. I'm going to
Right.
say, and it was way over 50K at that time, and she was young again. And it was
Right.
in the career that he was in, he was making good money. But also, what I decided to do is waive all that in front of the judge and tell
Right.
him I don't want it. Why? One, because I don't want to be in the courts the rest of my life, in and out
Right.
of the courts. I don't want to deal with that. Everybody's all in your business, and it's about her. It wasn't about me. It's never been about me. It's
Right.
not about me. Once I had my kids, it doesn't become about us. It becomes about them. And so in that,
Absolutely.
I wanted him to build a relationship, and same for her. I wanted them to build this relationship. It's money, I feel like people will not. I feel like parents, when it doesn't work out, the other parent usually just likes to shower. And maybe not all parents, but in
Right.
my experience is, okay, you know what? I'm just going to shower my child every time I see this is accurate. Every time I see her, I'm just going to shower her with gifts. But I kept always saying that's not how you do it. You know,
Right.
you gotta see her. You know, we got joint custody, and again, like she said, everything wasn't bad. You know, everything
Right.
wasn't bad, but it became bad because he just didn't
He didn't
he
hold up
didn't
his end of
find
the
the
bargain.
time. Yeah, he didn't. And you know, and then as for child support, to me, this is how I see it. How about if he dies tomorrow, right? I got to
Right.
still pick it up, right? I still got to figure it out and keep going and keep going. So if you if you're not around, and if you're not around and you're not giving me all this money or whatever, and on top of that, it's very controlling. In our issue, in my situation, it was a controlling.
Well, yeah. Well,
You
I
know,
think
you
the
want
child
this
support.
money.
I think
Mhm.
the child support that like a lot of women use the child support system to punish the men that they're with because they're still angry or they don't like them or whatever the circumstance is. They use the system to punish them.
I think so, but I think some need it. I mean,
Absolutely.
there's nothing wrong with child support. I'm
Not at
not saying
all.
there's a
Not at all.
problem, but it's how you use it. Are you using to control the man, you know, or vice
Right.
versa? Because I know women that pay child support as well. So
Right. Me too.
like if it's for controlling, then you're doing it all wrong. But if you're
Right.
doing it, if you get this money and you put it towards the child the way you're supposed to, whatever, you know, I hope you're not getting your nails done and doing all kinds of stuff. Or like they say, it's my prerogative of what I do with the money,
Right.
but really it should be going towards the child. That's just my
Right.
opinion.
And I do understand that. Okay. We have 5 minutes left.
Whoa.
Yeah. It goes quick. We got 5 minutes left. So I I wanted to know if there was anything that you could say to your father, Annalise. What would it be? Anything.
I feel like a lot of the stuff that I've wanted to say to him, I have. I've gotten
Okay.
to the age where, you know, I'll just say it, my respect for him is no longer existent. So a lot of the things I say to him is what I've been wanting to say for years. So there's not really anything new that I want to say to him, but
Sure.
if this was like the last thing he would ever hear from me, it would be like, you were a terrible person as a father and just a person in general, but you know,
Right.
hopefully it's a good thing nobody else, I'm his only child, so it's a good thing that nobody else had to deal with that
Right.
in the sense that he was a father. But that everything else he's heard from my mouth, and we've gotten into it, and you know, he's sat there and he's like berated me about it, but there's nothing else I can tell him because it's a waste of time on my end.
Sure. Mike, same question.
It's a good question. I
If
probably
there
say
was,
just thank
if
you, man. And really just thank you for being there. You know, because like I love you, man. And I don't think the way I am today, my life, the person I am, I wouldn't be that person without you. There's no way that I wouldn't. You know, you taught me so many things. You really been, I don't know if you know it, but you've really been such an inspiration and such a big part of me and my life and the man who I am today and the man who I want to be. And I just can't thank you enough for it, man, for so many great memories I have with you, for really all of it. I can't even get it into words because it's just I've known you
your whole
my
life.
whole life, obviously. But look, I think the very first time I remember meeting you, I think I was like 5,
Yeah.
maybe. I
Yeah.
think I was 5. That's the very first time I remember. And after that, I just, I had so much fun whenever I came over. I remember the house at Winter Park. I have so many good memories from there.
Yeah.
I have so many great things we did. The first time you took me Universal, that was great.
Yeah.
I love Universal now. I love that place with all my heart. And you took me to that place for the very first time, and I had so much fun. I can't thank you enough for that. And I just got so many memories of us going to see movies and going out to eat and laughing and joking, playing games. It's just thank you.
Just hanging around.
Yeah.
Well, I appreciate that, son, and it's my pleasure, and it's going to continue.
Yeah.
So
I'm basically almost 14, basically, but One more
Babe,
year,
we got a minute and a half left. In a minute, can you tell me what you would like to see in the future, as far as I'm concerned, as far as the parenting of our children?
I would like to get a mansion and have them all move in with us.
Yeah, my name is Elmer J. Fudd, a millionaire. I own a mansion and a yacht. Well, I mean, well, hopefully if people are start listening to our podcast, we may
get rich
make
quick.
some money. I do want to, I got a minute and 20 seconds left. I want to thank everybody. I want to thank all of you. I love each and every one of you. And, I want to be, I want to be a good husband. And of course I want to be a good father. So, with you guys' help, with all of you, with your help, hopefully that can make me, that can give me something to smile about. So I don't have so much issue, so many issues with depression or any of that. And I will say that because of you guys, and especially, the two of the two children here, you guys, it helps with that. You being here, Mike, helps with that, because I don't feel like I've lost something or like I've missed something. And you, Annalise, I've never had a daughter. You know what I mean? I've never had a daughter. And now I got somebody I need to, that listen. And
welcome to the dark side.
I just want to tell you thank you. And babe, like I said, I'm going to try and be the best husband I can for you and the best father to your kids I possibly can be. Okay.
Okay.
All right, folks. I'm going to take a quick, fast break. And when I come back, we will have relationship goals.